Thank you for joining us on the Alternative Cinema Show.
Thank you for having me.
Hillary, I want to take you back to the beginning of your career because I tell your story to everybody, aspiring actors, because
Thanks.
it is so inspiring.
Thank
The story
you.
of your mom
Yeah, my mom.
relentlessly calling everybody in Hollywood until one of them agreed to meet you. And look where you are now, double Oscar winner.
It's crazy.
What is the source of her belief in you, given that she was struggling even to survive?
Feeling is that my mom wasn't able to achieve her dream, and she really wanted to instill in me the ability to follow through with having my dream realized. And for her, somehow, I think that was super healing, that she wasn't able to see her dreams realized, so she wasn't about to let her daughter have that same path. And you know, at the time, it's certainly not something you really recognize. You don't know any different. But now, as a grown woman, I'm able to really understand what an extraordinary gift that was that my mom gave me. That gift of believing in me. That gift of the work ethic. You know, it makes you really never give up.
But were you pushing her as well to get you where you are now?
Yeah,
Or was it only her?
No, I knew at 8 years old I wanted to be an actor, and so I was always looking for ways in which I could do that, whether that was the theater, local repertory theater. It was mostly what I was doing. This is all that I could really do. And then at some point I was like, Mom, I'd really like to do more of this. And I had people who believed in me along the way who said, you know, I think Hillary has a gift. I think you should really help her with this. And my mom, you know, just, it was one step at a time, one day at a time. And thankfully, one day my mom was at a crossroads in her life and she said, you know, I think we need to move to California really to see this through. And off we went in our car, living out of it with $75 to our name.
You got any money?
Some. Why?
I need 3 boxes of paper cartridges for a Navy Coast 36 and a jug of whiskey.
Bullets, maybe, but no whiskey.
Why not?
Can't have you getting drunk around poor, defenseless women. No.
Well, then I won't go east with you. Goodbye, Cuddy.
Well, what distinguishes your characters, they're often on edge. They are trapped in their shell and they want to get out. They want to attain the unattainable. They have hunger for success. And I was wondering,
for love.
for love, for anything.
Yeah,
there is something there. They
yeah.
want to attain the unattainable. Well, I was wondering, do you seek out those characters and how much your humble background feeds into them?
I
or informs them?
absolutely love these types of characters because everything that you just said is in every single one of us. Everyone has either a goal or a dream or a desire to love and be loved. And to me, I play characters that are real, who I think defy stereotypes, who just real slices of life that make you either look at the world in a different way, or you can either relate to. And to me, that's the beauty of art, is being able to see things differently or relate to it.
Oh!
Are you an angel?
You're not dead.
Help me.
If I cut you down, will you do what I tell you to?
Hell yes, I will. Anything.
I got a job of work for you.
Well, you also reveal the strength of female characters in many of your characters. And that's, we notice, of course, in your new movie, Horseman, and with the character of Mary, who, in spite of her strength, she's a very strong lady, but she's encumbered by her femininity. The need for a man, still needs a man, but that was then.
Yeah.
But I guess now we are in a different world, and women really don't need men as much.
Well, I think we do. I think we need men, and I think men need women. I mean, that's why there's 2 different genders on this earth, and I think everyone needs each other.
I need someone who can hunt and guide and help with the animals on the trip. It's your job, and you swore to do it. That's why I set you free.
3 crazy women for 5 weeks is a lot more than I bargained for.
Don't you think that women now are stronger? The fact that we are seeing a
I think
movie
women
like
are
this.
definitely more independent. I wouldn't say stronger, because I think Mary B. Cuddy is one of the strongest women I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to the bank, and I need your name.
Oh, well, let's say George.
George what?
Briggs.
George Briggs.
She's fiercely independent. She doesn't really need anyone around to help her, but she's lonely. So I wouldn't say strength, but I would say women nowadays have the ability to do more and be more accepted for that. They're not called as bossy, perhaps, although sometimes.
Well, because now it's common to see bossy women.
Well,
I
it's
guess.
no,
It's
I think
acceptable, so socially acceptable.
Yeah, whereas men can be bossy and they're applauded for that, and other times women can be bossy and are seen as, you know, called derogatory names. I think people are understanding more and more that, you know, there's a place for everybody to have, to be able to express all different sides of themselves.
So let's talk about women in Hollywood, because as you see, this is a film. I think it's the first cowboy film I saw with women in the lead characters, and you see more films about strong female characters. Do you sense this shift in Hollywood, and the fact that given now you have just, I think now you're 40, do you look positively ahead? Do you think the future is bright for women in Hollywood?
I feel really, really blessed because I feel like I've never played the straight up, you know, pretty girl, for lack of a better way to say it. I'm not looking for the roles where, you know, you're the on the man's arm, and they've had a lot of depth, and they're not afraid to show their wrinkles, and they're not afraid to be imperfect, and so the roles that I choose, I think are available throughout a lifetime. So I'm not worried about the aging process necessarily as an actress, but I would say that roles for women ebb and flow. Sometimes there's an influx of great opportunities, and then in the next year you really say, wow, there's not very many strong female leads or even supporting roles around very much in the scripts that I'm looking at. So it's like anything, but I think there's definitely more of a influx of strong male roles over women.
I want to touch on the two roles that you gained Oscars for, The Boys Don't Cry and $1 Million Baby. The common between the two was changing yourself, reshaping your physical frame, losing weight, and it's a challenging, at least physically, and of course emotionally for all characters. Do you think actors are rewarded for changing themselves physically? Or more rewarded for that, or they gain more attention when they do that?
You know, I don't know. I think there's a lot of emotional changes that occur in characters that get recognized as well. I also did another movie called You're Not You, with a woman who was diagnosed with ALS, and it takes you through her whole trajectory of being diagnosed until, you know, through the end of her disease and her trials and tribulations with it. And I think that that's just all a part of telling a story, honestly. I'm drawn to the physical changes and physical challenges in roles just because I like a physical challenge. I'm physical. I grew up an athlete, and so to me that's something that's super interesting, to use my physicality in that way.
Hillary, thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.